What's up, everybody? Welcome to episode 1 of Twins Talk. It's our new YouTube series where we're going to talk to current and former players of the Northeast Twins, maybe expand a little bit and get into some other people I've either played with or coached that are still involved with baseball, and give you guys some interviews, some cool insight from people in different levels of baseball. Anybody that doesn't know, the Northeast Twins, the travel baseball organization, run, operated, coached by me. And we've been around since 2014. So had quite a few players pass through, and today's interview is with one of the guys that's been there not quite from the beginning, but pretty close. That's Jake Burlingame from Horseheads, New York. He's a senior at Canisius right now. He'll be coming on here after the intro. He's a handsome son of a bitch, so make sure you stay tuned and check out what he's got to say. All right, like I said, we're joined by Jake Burlingame from Horseheads, New York, Horseheads High School. He's a senior outfielder at Canisius. As I said, he's a handsome guy. As you can see, that nice jawline he's got there. Do you work out for that, or what? Do you do exercises?
Or? I got to trim this up actually, but
just God given right there, right?
That's just because I eat a lot.
Yeah,
those muscles all the time. I got a cookie right here.
There you go. Yeah. So now, like I said, Jake wasn't with us from the very beginning, but he was pretty damn close. The first year we had a team back in the Blueprint baseball days. He came and filled in for us a couple times. Then played our first year with Northeast. I actually had to. He was going to play for the Keystone State Bombers. I had to turn the big dog loose on you, Papa J. I remember I told him, I said, yeah, I thought we were going to have the Burlingame kid, and he's going to go play for the Keystone State Bombers. And he goes, all he says is, give me his number. So I give him your number. He doesn't I'm going to call him nothing. Like an hour later, I get a text from you that says, I changed my mind. I'm going to play for the Twins. So I don't know what happened in that conversation, but I'm glad he called you or whatever he did. So
I remember getting that call, and I'm like, I don't know, who is this?
Right. Because he had a Minnesota number. That was back when he was still scouting.
Yeah. And I'm just like, who the fuck is calling me from there? And I'm just like, all right, well, we'll listen to it. We'll answer. And he starts talking to me, tells me who he is, and I'm like, oh, nice. And then just after talking to him for a while, I was like, you know what? I really connected with him, and I know we had been texting back and forth a good amount, and I was like,
we first met at the first ever PBR at
yeah. So I was like, you know what, these guys, I've connected with them on a pretty personal level so far, and I can tell that they want what's best for me,
right?
And so that's where I was kind of they're not just trying to further their program or anything. They're really trying to they really want to help. So I was that's when I was like, you know what, yeah, I'm gonna go play for the Twins.
Right, yeah. So that was pretty cool. That was big for us. We were trying to get good players and stuff, and obviously not that we overly care about winning. Like we said, we're trying to help people, and obviously when we get on the field, we like to win, as does everybody else. So
I mean,
but it was kind of a weird time because we got that team together, and then I got the job done at Gulf Coast. So I was supposed to be gone, but then I used my vacation time around your tournament and came up. I ended up coaching most of the tournaments that year. So
and I remember when you got that job too. I was like, oh, he's not even going to be there.
Right, yeah.
This is college already.
Yeah, get used to people leaving and shit.
When the coach leaves.
Yeah.
But no, that was a good time.
Yeah. So one of the things that we do is people I think a lot of times that, oh, I'm going to go play travel ball for this guy, and he's going to completely change and fix everything and make me so much better. But one of the things with you, I would say, is I don't know if your swing got any different when you played for us, or you ran any faster or threw any harder, but your confidence level, that was the biggest thing I saw for you that really improved. Now, obviously, the biggest part was the tournament up in Buffalo where you were 13 for 19 with 10 extra base hits, 1,000 fucking stolen bases, just absolutely went off. Now, is that when I think Canisius knew about you before, but is that when they kind of saw you and all right, we're going to offer this kid, we got to get him? Is that, I think that's what happened, right?
That was definitely part of it.
Right.
Because I remember, I think it was junior one or September 1 of your junior year when I was in high school. And I got an email from him then, and responded because I responded to everybody that day. You have to. And I didn't hear from him until probably right around that tournament. And they're like, hey, yeah, sorry we never like got back to you or kept followed up with that. But we're really interested in you now. So, but yeah, like, I know you touched on it, like the gaining confidence was huge for me that year. And,
Right.
uh, and I think a lot of that came from not necessarily like you guys tweaking like my swing or like working on running fast or anything like that. It was mainly just like having a competitive mindset.
Right.
Like, I know you and Jay always just pound that home. It's like it's not always about how talented you are; it's how much you want to compete.
Right. Yeah.
And I really grabbed onto that summer, and confidence just soared. And
Right.
I had a really good summer.
Yeah.
That
Yeah, I'll say like, it was to the point where like I'd be at coaching third base, and somebody be at first. I give him the signs. I look up, and you're like, you're in the box. I'm like, well, he's gonna get a hit. So am I sending the guy on? It's just like automatic, basically. Like you were just that was fucking you went off, and I remember
was,
you pitching at Canisius, right? I think you pitched there. At the complex designed by my dad, in case you didn't know.
yeah, yeah. Oh, you mentioned that a few times.
Yeah. So anybody that doesn't know, my dad, one of the many colleges he went to was Canisius, and he will tell anybody that'll listen that he, for a project in school, designed. It's like a multi-purpose facility. It's got what baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer,
Baseball, softball, lacrosse, soccer. Yep.
like field
And
hockey, probably.
it's basically 100-yard rectangle, and then you add like maybe, it goes into second base. Like it stops. The soccer and lacrosse field stops like maybe 10 yards before the mound.
Yeah.
And then you got more space for the mound, third base, foul territory.
Yeah.
And then out in left field, you have a softball diamond.
Yeah.
So
Anyway, my dad claims that he designed that whole thing, and they stole it from him. Never gave him any credit. So me and Jake, Jake's the one that's heard it the most besides me. I've probably heard it about 900 times in my life.
yeah.
So we always joke about that, give him a hard time whenever. But remember we played there and stuff, and so you ended up going there. Now you had a couple other options. We went down to a tournament down in North Carolina, down to Campbell. I know they were recruiting you and offered you. Anybody else that was on you, or it was kind of those to the main two?
So I think my final four were Canisius, Campbell, actually Quinnipiac, who's in the MAC also,
Right.
and Columbia. Those were like the final four schools where I was like,
Actually,
I could see myself being here. Like
right.
those who had the most interest. And I went to my visit at Quinnipiac, and like maybe 10 minutes after we left, I was like, I'm gonna commit here.
Right.
This place is beautiful. The head coach was like, he's a good guy. He's fire. He's first team. You hate to play against him, like play for him.
Right.
That kind of thing. And my dad was like, well, you still got a couple more visits coming up. Like, how about you wait and not fire the gun too early, that kind of thing. Columbia, I was really interested in, but I was like, that's a lot of academic burden.
Yeah, that's a lot.
So it's like, I'd like to consider myself a smart guy, but I was like, Ivy League, I don't know about that.
Right.
That's a tough workload. So then I actually went to my visit at Canisius, I think a week or two after Quinnipiac. And then I was like, you know what? I think the campus wasn't as nice. Like Quinnipiac's got a beautiful campus. What
do you mean? You don't like being in downtown Buffalo?
So nice. Hey, you get to know a lot of nice people.
Right, yeah.
But the baseball just like kind of not necessarily the facilities. The facilities were actually kind of similar. When I went to Quinnipiac, they were building a lot of stuff still,
Right.
so it was kind of like I got to see a little bit, but just the coaches mainly were kind of.
And Mike was still there, right?
Yeah. So he was there through my freshman year too.
Right. So you played a year for him.
Yeah, I played a year for him, and then when we got back to campus at the beginning of my sophomore year, it was funny. We had a team meeting, and we gotten word from somebody that like the night before. He's like, "Yeah, some of you guys might like this meeting, and some of you guys might hate it."
Yeah.
Well, okay. And we get to the meeting, and he's just like, See ya, and just left. Just walked out the door, and we were
Yeah.
just like, we were kind of like, what just happened? And then, I mean, the Mavs took over, and I had a good year. But
I mean, you ever hear why? I mean, the thing we heard was he wanted a certain stuff, like contract wise, but like didn't get it, or it was because it's
that
kind of
was
an odd
part of
move
it.
to go from a head coach to an assistant coach at kind of the same level of. It's not like you're going from a
Yeah,
major head
it's
coach.
not like he went to the SEC or something like
Right.
that.
Yeah.
No. So I think he hadn't had a contract in a couple of years.
Right. Yeah.
So I mean, when you're not getting paid, and
Because he had a lot of
when you're not
success.
getting paid what you think you deserve, and someplace else is going to offer that to you,
Right. And
you
especially it
take that
wasn't like he
money.
was a shit program and having that. I mean, you guys they were winning 40 games a year and putting you
Yeah,
guys in Pro Bowl and stuff.
yeah. So like, what happened was basically he was just like, you know what, this other place is going to pay me more money to be an assistant,
Right.
and I think he's always wanted to go down south, was also the
Right.
thing. So he's a little more south now, not a ton,
Not that he's way down there, but
but
Virginia is better than
so
you, right?
yeah, he was like, you know what, this is going to be a better opportunity for me. So
Right. How was that? What was that like, that transition? Because I mean, I've obviously know Mike and I know Maz are a little bit different personality wise. It's kind of got to be some kind of a little difference at least.
yeah, so we all kind of knew immediately. Like we were like, Maz has been here for like 12 years or so.
Right. Yeah.
He's going to be the next head coach. It was all formality at that point. Had to wait. Like, there was a bunch of stuff where we had to wait 2 weeks
Right. Yeah.
for them to do the coach's
They
search.
required to do it or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but we all knew like there was
Yeah.
an obvious choice, and I mean, we were all pretty excited for it. Um, because Maz is like he's a pretty fiery guy. Players coach for sure. Like,
Right.
he gives some pretty good speeches too, where like afterwards you're ready to go get it. And we
Yeah.
learned that from day one. Like
Yeah.
it was like August 26th or something like that, and I was ready to run through a wall in May.
Right. Hey, for sure. Right.
After the first night. So, but it was definitely a change, but also with him being there for so long and being under McRae
Right.
for so long, it wasn't like a
Huge thing.
total difference. Like, yeah, it wasn't like bringing in a whole new coaching staff, whole new system, all that stuff. It was
Right.
just like some tweaks and changes, some more player input to what we think we would make the team better. And he pretty much ran with it. And
Right.
yeah, especially that year, we had a lot of older guys that year.
Yeah.
So he pretty
Was
much
that the year you
leaned on
guys
them.
won the conference?
Yeah,
Okay. Yeah.
yeah. So he pretty much leaned on them, and like they gave feedback and stuff. And I mean, yeah, like you said, we won the conference that year. It turned out to be a really good year.
Right. Well, so you've been basically a 4-year starter. I mean, you haven't started every game, but you've basically been a 4-year starter there and stuff. What was, I mean, you were off to a pretty good start, individual wise to this season. What were some of the things that you were working on, like coming into the year to try to improve on? I know you're starting pitching, so that was a little different, going back on the mound for this year.
Yeah.
But what were some of the stuff that just overall you were working on?
I mean, I think the biggest thing for me is always consistency. I'll go out sometimes and have a game where I'm 3 for 4 with 2 singles and a triple or something
Right.
like that, just hitting the ball hard. And then I'll have games where I just like, it feels like I've never swung a bat before,
Right. Yeah.
But I think the biggest thing for me was working on being relaxed and just kind of going out and having fun while I play, but keeping a mindset of like, I'm that man, like I'm the dude here. Like,
Right.
a step in the box, this guy's not going to beat me. If I
Right.
get out, it's I beat myself, not he beat me.
And I know it's tough. I know, like when I went through it, like going to UF, I was my freshman year. Obviously, from a small high school in Pennsylvania to fucking the SEC, the difference is a little tough. So
There's a little difference.
Yeah, just a little bit. It's a little bit different. But you struggle. So then it's tough because when you're young, you think like every at bat, if I don't get a hit here, I'm not going to play for 2 weeks. Like you put all that pressure on yourself, and then I don't know if it's just, to me, it was just like, all right, like whatever's going to happen is going to happen. Just get in there and go back to like competing one-on-one with the pitcher. Like I'm not worried about what the kid I'm competing with on my own team is doing. I'm not worried about stuff like that. I'm just trying to compete with the pitcher, you know, and just make that a thing and just kind of focus on that part of the game. And I know it's probably something that gets a little bit easier as you get older, but it's tough when you're like that you said, that consistency part where you just try to only take it one at a time, not worry about like the, you know, what ramifications are going to happen from or what effects it's going to have on your overall play.
Yeah, and one thing that like Maz always harps on it is control what you can control.
Right.
You know, so if I line out and do a shifted second baseman, like I hit the ball hard, I won that at bat.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
I beat the pitcher. He got lucky that his second baseman is in there.
Right.
So like that's where you got to take any win you can and run with it. And you know, I mean, it's a tough game, but it's also a game of opportunities.
Right.
So you get the opportunity every weekend to go and have 15, 20 at bats.
Right. Now, do you find like when I played summer ball, where you're playing every day, and like you've obviously played summer ball every summer, you played for the Oilers with my dad the one summer. I felt that was awesome for me because playing every day, you're just in that groove. And then like when I played at Clarion, it was you play on the weekend if you're lucky, it's 45 degrees and it's a wind, you know,
Yep.
and then you're back in the gym all week and you don't get to see any pitching, you know, live pitching, and then you're jumping outside trying to play again. So you think that's something that like that everyday thing that you enjoy, that you kind of get in that groove of things?
Yeah, I mean, and it shows kind of in my numbers too. Like summer ball, I thrive. Like just because you're facing competition every day.
Yeah,
you're not having like 3 days of games and then practicing for 5 days, 4 days.
Mm-hmm.
So like it's definitely like that playing every day. You get in a groove and you get used to it. The first week or so is tough because you're not used to it.
Oh man, I went to I was my first summer ball was in Duluth in the Northwoods League, and I played in like 50 games my freshman year. I started like 20 some, so I was pretty fresh. Like I wasn't like over, you know.
Yeah.
And I went up there. I'm like, man, when we have off days, I'm gonna go watch the Twins play. My dad was still working for, you know, was scouting for the Twins. I'm gonna get free tickets, like all this stuff, and blah blah blah. And we played like 11 days in a row. We got the first off day. I literally laid in that. I got up to like piss and like get something to eat, and that was it. Like the entire day, I just laid.
Did they still play 72 at that point?
Yeah, I was there because we went to the Super Regional there, so I got there a little bit late. But I was there I was in Minnesota for like 59 days, and we played like 52 games. Like that was like it was just
ridiculous. They play so many games.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I've either played in the NY or the Great Lakes, which is pretty similar game wise. It's like 46 somewhere around there.
Right. Yeah.
46. And what I liked about the Great Lakes was every Monday was an off day.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So it was a little different than most leagues. Like the NY it's more like a major league schedule where it's, you know, you got off days where you got off days, but you might play 3 games in a row.
Yeah.
But I was playing.
Northwoods League was tough because we go like bus trip, like it was 2-game series.
It was some long trips too.
Yeah, we go like 8 hours, play 2 games. You know, you're in the hotel, and you're driving back, you're getting back like 3 a.m. So like the hardest part about that was, all right, I gotta get my lifting in, I gotta get my, you know, stuff like that. And it's like, when the hell I'm getting back at 3 a.m. I'm sore as shit. I'm sleeping like crooked on the bus. Like I can't even move. But you gotta work and get it in. But it's cool because you're playing every day and you got to see a bunch of different stadiums and stuff. Like that part was cool.
And those stadiums are pretty cool.
Like the bus trips, but it's tough. That was for sure. And then like the next year I played in the Futures Collegiate League, which was, you know, you go play, you drive back to your place. You stay at your own place every time. So that was like such a big difference for me. Yeah.
So, and it was the first time I went out to the Great Lakes. I played in Indiana, and me and my buddy been my roommate for the last like 4 years. So we're pretty close, and we drove out together.
Right.
And I don't know what it was, but that first game, I went like 4 for 5, and I was a homer away from the cycle. Like, I think I popped out my first AB, and then they couldn't get me out.
Yeah.
And that first AB too, I got in like a 2-0 count, and I was like, yeah, I'm going to show these guys. So I'm putting one deep in those trees and right. I got that. Dude threw me a 2-0 changeup. I'm like, first AB a summer ball, you throw me a 2-0 changeup?
You don't even know why. Like, you know,
come on. But tell you what, I lay down in bed, I was gassed.
Yeah.
Woke up in the morning, I'm like, I just played like 46 games in like my college season.
Yeah,
Why
no
am I
problem.
sore from one game?
Yeah. Yeah.
But like it was a lot warmer out there, and I was just all over the place that night. So I was
Right.
absolutely gassed.
Yeah. And then you get kind of in the groove of it, and it feels good. But
Yeah.
like going back now, like obviously you're a senior, and your season got fucked up with the coronavirus and all that. So what has it been like now? Like you're going back, right, for another
Yeah.
year? Okay.
Oh
So
yeah.
what are you kind of doing? Like, what is there? Do you guys have stuff at your house where you can swing at least, or
Yeah. So I've got like a little pop-up net set up in the garage.
right?
Got to move some like table saws and stuff like that. But,
Don't break any of Jeremy's stuff. He'll whoop your ass.
oh, dude, I've broken so much shit in my years. It's ridiculous. When we moved to this house, we got brand new garage doors. Those things haven't we haven't replaced them still, but there's so many fucking dents in those things.
Right. Jeez.
Like just from playing hockey, street hockey all the time, basketball, like playing catch in front of them, using that as like a backstop
Yeah.
balls. But really, the hockey balls did a lot of damage because I had like a nice little like stick handling one, so it was a little harder. And when I got to being able to shoot it hard, it'd go through the net. So I'd shoot it through the net and it would just ricochet off the garage.
Yeah.
Like I've put right now in our garage, this side of the garage, there's like a big window. And one day I was shooting a little puck around, a little ball around, and there's a little hole in the net. And the garage door was open. So I shot the puck straight through that hole, straight through, like out the window.
Yeah.
I'm just like, oh God, I broke like 8 windows this year. I'm grounded.
Yeah.
Like I'm not gonna be able to play in the yard anymore.
Gee, I remember one time my brother, we did punt, pass, and kick, and he was really good at it. So one day my dad had to go to work or something, and he said, "Hey, make sure you work on your punt, pass, and kick when I'm gone." So my brother could punt really good, he could throw, but he was working on his kicking. So I had to hold the ball for him on the tee, and I'm holding for him, and you can't pull your finger, you can't be scared. I'm like, I won't, I'll keep my finger there, like.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Don't be a pussy. Like, he's 8 years old. He's like 16. I'm like 8. He's like, don't be a pussy and stuff. So I'm like, all right. So he goes to kick one, and I know for a fact, because I still had my finger there when I heard the sound, but he kicked it, and it went right through his bedroom. It sounded like the Stone Cold Steve Austin music, like when the window breaks. And I just heard that thing open, and I'm like, oh, Dad's gonna whoop your ass when he gets home. So he gets home and he goes, what happened? My brother goes, Jericho pulled his finger, so I shanked. I'm like, what the fuck? No, I didn't pull my finger. But so the little brother gets blamed for everything. Probably didn't blame Tony for that one. But
Tony wasn't out there, so I couldn't. No, but like other than that, like just hitting into that net off a tee, and
you're playing for the Oilers, right? If we can get Summer Ball in.
Yeah, I don't think it's gonna hapen though.
Right. I saw the Cape just canceled. That's not a good sign.
The Cape canceled. The Power just pulled out for this year, so I don't think we're gonna play.
Right.
So I'm not really worried about getting in throwing shape or anything again, because after we got banged, I shut it down. There's just no point in continuing to chuck. So
right.
At this point, we've got like a little home gym downstairs and a couple dumbbells and a pull-up rack. I'm just trying to stay in shape, and I'm lifting to waste time during the day. I'm so bored.
Right. Yeah.
And I should probably be doing homework during those times too, but I'd rather lift. So.
Right. Yeah. Now what?
I got so bored the other day. I went and got a lift in and said, I was like an hour and a half lift, something like that. I'm just like, I get back upstairs. I'm like, I'm still bored. I'm not even that tired right now. Like, why am I not tired? So I went for like a 2.5 mile run and then did some sprints afterwards, and then did some like push-ups and sit-ups. And I was like, what is wrong with me? Like, I just lifted, like worked out for like 3 hours. What am I doing?
Yeah, just pure boredom. But
I mean, it's still good.
So going into next year, you still gonna pitch and hit, you think, or?
Probably.
Okay.
I'll find out in the fall, but
right.
Yeah, I'll probably still throw some pens and whatnot in the fall, and see how it goes.
Right.
Got up to I think my last outing. No, it was a scrimmage, the inter squad. I was like touch 94, 95.
Yeah. So maybe
So
they should have been so mad at my dad when he was having you pitch every once in a while with the Oilers.
yeah, they were a little upset, but I like got back and I was like, dude, like, no, it's fun. I've been
Right.
mobbing up for like 4 years to throw a
Well,
bullpen.
it's like you've been doing it your whole life. It's not like
Yeah.
you've been
Not like
pitching and playing outfield your entire life. It's not like it's something new to you. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
so.
But no, and he was laughing at it. Maz was laughing at it this year too, because literally for 4 years I've been like, oh, let me throw a pen. Throw a pen. Like, yeah, I want to throw a pen.
Yeah.
And he commented on that. He's like, finally let him throw one.
So, well, all right, man. Well, I won't take any more of your time. I appreciate you coming on for the first ever
problem.
episode. But
I love to be a part of the first one.
Yeah. So, like I said, I'm glad my dad, whatever he said to convince you to come back, because
Me too.
Us, and then you played for my dad in the Oilers. You can't get away from us. But no, we've been happy to have you part of it, and obviously Tony too and stuff. So, can't thank you enough, and it's been fun to follow your career, and hopefully end of next season get you into some pro ball and follow that career. So.
Oh yeah, that's the goal.
All right, man. I appreciate it.
Thanks for everything.
I'll talk to you. I'll send you a text or something.
Oh yeah, we'll stay in touch, and thanks for everything you and your dad have done for me. I owe you guys a lot.
Yeah, just a small part. Just a team you were on. So I apprate it, man.
Thank you. Good talking to you.
See ya.
See ya.